Would you explain to the group what the Rebel Capitalist is and your background in all this? Because you're one of the all-time guys I always go to learn about what's really going on in the macro world of the economy.
I retired in 2012. That's when I got into economics because I needed to manage my own portfolio. I didn't want to delegate that to a financial planner. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what the Fed was. I didn't know what the bond market was. I barely knew what interest rates were. The more I studied, the more I realized that the mainstream view and the mainstream economics wasn't really based in common sense. So I preferred a more common sense approach. I just became fascinated with it and almost obsessed with economics and macroeconomics and how the economy works and, how the yield curve and the dollar and all these things play together. And so I continued to study it till 2019. And that's when I started my YouTube channel. And fortunately, it did pretty well. That was the George Gammon channel where I was doing whiteboard videos on macroeconomic topics. And then in 2020, interesting timing there, I started the Rebel Capitalist show. And that's where I first met you. And you were nice enough to come on the show. And I talked to you and Kim. And that was really a special moment for me, that's for sure. And then in 2021, I started the Rebel Capitalist channel. That was really to push back against all of the nonsense I thought we were seeing with cerveza sickness. And when I say nonsense, I mean the government intrusion in our lives. And I thought that regardless of where you came down or what your opinion was on what the policies should be, that the policies that were being enacted were putting us on a very slippery slope towards authoritarianism and potentially totalitarianism. And at the very least, the economic policies that were being pursued during that time would lead to substantial consumer price inflation, and on net balance would be a negative for the average Joe and Jane, which is pretty much what we've seen play out. Fortunately, the channel has done well. It's grown very quickly. YouTube did take down my channel, the Rebel Capitalist channel, momentarily in 2021 for pushing back against those government policies. But Joe Rogan was nice enough to get involved, and as soon as he did, YouTube put the channel back on. That kind of brings us to where we are today. It's really all about freedom, liberty, and free market capitalism, and then just trying to help people navigate this insane world of out of control central banks and big governments.